looks like there's some lines moving there already. I guess like that particular USB port doesn't really work all that well, even though it did recognize the microphone before, according to the drivers and what have you. Well, whatever the solution to that particular mystery is, I don't think I'm going to figure it out tonight, so I'll just make do with what I have right now. Anyways, yeah, it's been a hot minute, but it's time for some more Pentiment. Yeah, I like sort of moved my PC setup slightly, and I guess some of the uh, things aren't plugged in how they're supposed to be, but you know, I'm sure I'll figure it out. Also, I haven't like found a good puck cam position yet, so yeah, that's also something I'll hopefully adjust in a moment. But yeah, as I was saying, it's been a minute since I played some Pentiment, but you know, it's well, I think it's about time. So let's not delay it any further. Let's find out how the whole thing ends. Hopefully. So let's hope that the whole thing actually works right. Why the fuck are you on that monitor? It's... Can I... 1 second. There we go. I mean, yeah, I think that's better. And let's also select that as the input. And let's see if the whole... Ah, okay, good. I was getting a bit worried because my upload speed was like being shown as being very low for these, like for the start of the stream, but now it's picking up. I guess it's sort of if it's just like having to show a still image, I guess the upload speed automatically on the Twitch Studio app automatically is lower. Well, anyways, so last time we investigated Otto's murder. I don't know, I don't want to say we found the murderer, but we accused someone and everything went to shit. Everyone got really mad at us. Someone got shot, and then also like they put to set the monastery on fire, and Andreas fucking died. Rip to a real one. And now we are playing as Klaus' daughter, who Klaus decided to paint a mural, and someone decided to bonk him over the head for it. And yeah, a lot happened in a fairly short time. Right. So now we hopefully try to get to the bottom of this whole secret history of Tassing thing. Let me see. What are we exactly doing right now? Okay, Mother Illuminatus letter suggested that Martin Bauer or his family might have a book on Tassing's history. She also thought I should write to Matt Hugh, Kirsa's old sacristan, about the Christian history of the town. Peter has been around forever. He might remember some of the old stories. Blacktail's grandfather read a lot about Tassing's history. Maybe he's made it a family tradition. Okay. So let's talk to some people, I guess. Oh, it's Rezi. Hello, Mr. Struckerin. How's Klaus? Andres and I have been terribly worried. Oh, Andres did find someone. That's cute. Dad's spirits are high, but he still gets headaches and spells of dizziness. Oh, he's been better. Ah, let's, put a positive spin on it, I guess. If there's anything we can help you with, let us know. Andres is always ready to provide. He and Klaus have been friends for a long time. Certainly grateful. It's the least we can do. My sweetie rather admires Klaus. If you don't mind, you weren't born in Tessing, right? No, I'm originally from Innsbruck. How did you arrive here? The twists of Providence are sudden and unpredictable. I was but a young girl selling all manner of wares on the market, pots and the like. One day, this man appears to the stall, all jitters and nerves, stammering over his word, but charming, in a way. Aww. We spoke at length. I was intrigued and soon enamored, as if a candle had been lit. For a second there I wanted to swipe away that, that little bug there, but it's in the game. As if a candle had been lit. Andres is a man of talent and means, after all, blessed with a kind soul. How did it feel to speak home? Frightening, to be sure, leaving Innsbruck, my friends and family behind. But it was exciting as well, going off to find new opportunities and build a new life. There wasn't much I had to look forward to in Innsbruck. Few prospects for a poor girl. I couldn't see myself sitting at the market continuing to sell odds and ends. Sometimes there are risks we just have to take. I mean, on the one hand, I guess how do we want to play it is the question. On the one hand, I can sort of figure Magdalena, at least the way I've been playing her so far, she's sort of curious about the wider world, which means she's sort of probably enthusiastic about people going out to chase their luck instead of like preserving the status quo. On the other hand, I am not entirely sure if she's like, I don't know, maybe Innsbruck would be more to her Magdalena's liking. But hey, we're very happy she found happiness, I guess. We all struggle in this world, but the moments of joy outweigh the bad. It's how God has set the world, His benevolence guiding us through it all. I feel I've been blessed that it's not been all bad for Andres either. I assist him with the bookkeeping side of the smithy and other things. I hope I've also made the right choices so far, said the player, not Magdalena. I can't tell you the answer, but I do know what you're doing at the Rathaus is admirable. Don't forget you're important as well and deserve to live your life. Alright, I have to assist Andres with a few things. Be well, Magdalena. Until later, Teresa. 1 second, actually. Hopefully you guys won't even notice it, but I'm just switching stuff around on my monitors because it sort of feels weird on one of them. I don't know, I'm so used to playing this on one monitor and not the other. Anyways, what's Andres up to? Hello Magdalena, how's Klaus? Rizzy and I are very worried. Alive, and that's what matters. Did you discover who attacked him? No, whoever it was, they left no sign. Terrible crime, terrible. May God look after you both. We've had enough tragedy in this town. Has Gertrude been by to see him? I trust her over that doctor. He's not reliable. He's the most bitter man I've ever met. And he only gets worse as the years go on. He used to talk about how he was too good for Tassie, destined for greater things. Still here, though. Why is he on the council? Whatever his faults, he's still an educated man. It counts for something, I guess. You should be on the council, not him. They ask me, don't them down. I like what I do, I'm good at it, don't need much else than that. Except Reezy, of course. But I shouldn't gossip. If there's anything Reezy and I can do for you, let us know. I will. Thank you for your kindness, Andres. It's nothing. I owe you father more than I can say. Take care, Magdalena. Yeah, but it's sort of nice to know that Andres went out and has his little meet cute. Oh, it's Matilda. God bless you, Magdalena. Hello, Matilda. Hello, Voigtlav. Still no idea if that's even close to pronouncing it correctly. How are you two? Very well. The Lord has blessed us more than we deserve. And how are you, Magdalena? I was worried with you keeping the house and the workshop all on your own. Let me bring some soup for you and your father. Dad would love that. I've hardly had a moment to cook a hot meal. You and your father, the shop and the mural. I'm surprised you're not dead on your feet. He's very lucky to have such a devoted daughter. And before you worry about imposing, you're not. Taking care of our neighbors is how Tilda and I serve Tassing. Our vocation may have changed, but our gratitude to God and the town has not. Tilda. It's hard to imagine you two ever lived in the Abbey. Sometimes those days feel like another lifetime. A harder time, to be sure. Right, the poor Claire's, there's the order, like, still keeping the convent, going. I thought the Abbey was better off than the town in those years. So we were told, but in private, I believe Father Janot struggled to provide for a scriptorium and a double monastery. However, seeing both the town and Kirsa's struggle was only a part of what made that time hard. A nun's life can be a challenging one, but I never had to deal with the difficulties you do now, Magdalena. What about your old life was difficult for you? I struggled with my vows, my discipline. I couldn't live as my sisters did. I broke my vows, as did Voigtlav. Oh! Jesus Christ, Magdalena, give the poor man a break. I mean, I just sort of like picked the character trait that she's like she can be sort of mean, but Jesus. We fell in love. We did. Well, I seduced her. You certainly did not. Are you telling young Magda here that you seduced me then? Oh, come on, get a room, you two. Voigtlav, please. So you left the Abbey. Oh, no one learned of what we did. The matter ate at my heart. I guess that makes sense why he was being so protective of her. That and being falsely accused of murdering the old Baron terrified you. And rightly so. Well, we didn't accuse... I guess we sort of, like, floated the possibility, maybe in a conversation once, but just to find out more. We all must account for our sins, Magdalena. I was afraid I would account for mine sooner than I thought. Those were the hardest years of my life. I repented and prayed to God to absolve me. But the Lord always provides, even in the darkest days. The Abbey's destruction gave us a second chance. It must be strange to leave that life after so long. Well, I will admit, it's been strange not being able to enter the convent. I miss the sisters terribly some days, but truthfully it's been a relief not to be constrained by my vows. The Lord forgives more readily than man, Magdalena. Never think that you must remain in a place that causes you to sin, even if others think it godly. I'm glad you two are finally able to live life together. You both deserve it. Only by the grace of God are we in this life together. I mean, I'm not sure if, like, Magdalena really cares, but we sort of do. May it be many more years before we part. God willing. Anyway, Magdalena, I sent that soup over to you shortly. Thank you, Matilda. God bless you, Magda. God bless. Aww. Okay, I guess maybe, like, some things didn't go as terribly as I imagined. Okay, Ursula, Fabian, that's... Bye-bye. Hey, Max. Got your way with the mural, huh? I didn't expect you to convince the council like that. I can be pretty stubborn when I want to. Clearly, I'm impressed. The rest of the council has been arguing over the matter for so long, even I couldn't get a word in. And you come in and shut them up in a few minutes. We could use more women like you in the town. There are plenty of opinionated women in town. Want to let us join the council? Well, you'd have to take that up with the Lord. Besides, I don't think any of them are as hard-headed as you. Well, even though we believe in feminism and that all women are special, I guess we're a little bit more special. You're the exception, Magdalena. You always are. Clearly you've forgotten about Agnes. She doesn't suffer fools gladly. That's not what I meant, she's not... Oh, never mind, forget about it. Anyway, standing up to the council like that was great. I know I'm on the council, but sometimes it doesn't seem like I have any influence. That actually seems insecure about his place on the council. He may be an ass sometimes, but I don't like to see him so upset. I mean, do we? Maybe I should reassure him. You watch from... It's okay. I mean, I guess he got her back, so might as well give him like a crumb there. Only after your dad did. As if he bad about that. I should have stuck up for you. Being the youngest one on the council has been harder than I thought. I know Balthus and Werner don't think I'm capable, and even Paul has warned me about being too rash. My dad died trying to make a difference in this town. All I'm trying to do is carry on his legacy, but it seems like the others won't make room for any change. You sound like my dad. He always said that the council was scared of doing anything important. Your dad is right. Also old and cowardly. I guess they just want to live in peace. But I want something more. I want to make a difference, like my dad did. Well, better get back to it. See you later, Max. Okay. Let's talk to... where... To the boss. Their sons. Hello, Magdalena. Why does everyone sound like an old guy? I don't know. One of the things about this playthrough has been that I've got like no idea what the fuck, like I've got no consistency with the voices I do. Hello, Hans. Yeah. Hope your dad recovers quickly. He's a good man. I hope so too. And tell him you said that. Good. Town has seen too many terrible things, but we've recovered before. Maybe the Lord will return your dad to help, too. I pray you're right. Be glad you have this time with him, I say. Wish I'd had as much with Heilwig. Heilwig? Oh. Anyway, I should get back to it. Until later. Not sure who that was. Is that Dad or... Oh, it's Simon. Hey, Magdalena. I heard what happened to your dad. How's he doing? Resting. Suffered a severe blow to that. I'm worried, to say the least. Hans sends his regard. Our household is praying for swift recovery. Thank you, and thank Hans and Jutta as well. I will. Klaus has always been such a bedrock of testing. I'd hate for him to die. It'd be, sorry. He's not going to die. I won't allow it. You miss your father? Your real one, I mean. Jealous. Do I miss him? Kind of. I don't remember Joseph all that much. It's become a haze of sorts. A faint echo. But I was so young when he got killed. Mom said I had trouble understanding what had happened for a long time. I understand, my mom. She's like an empty hole in my life. I have nothing of her. Oh yeah, you never ever got to see her, right? Not even a memory, huh? Suppose you have yourself for comparison. God molded you after her. I can't imagine how she could have been, like, stubborn and unruly, yeah? I'm not stubborn and unruly. Aha, you don't have to believe me if you don't want to. Anyway, the winter draws closer, so I got lots of preparation care. I truly hope Klaus recovers soon. God look after you both. Until later, Simon. Fucking jerks. Simon's waiting. Hello, Magdalena. How's the mural coming? I heard you browbeat the council into letting you do it yourself? They didn't have a chance against me once I'd set my mind to it. Ha! That's the spirit. It's good to see you standing strong against those stubborn bastards. God may have made man from dust, but I swear he left some of them with rocks for brains too. Did you know Jörg was by to check on my hinges? I had about enough of this silly project. That Zimmerman boy seems to have a good head on his shoulders though. Once you settle down with him, you'll have a good life ahead of you. I'm not going to marry him. Obviously, we gotta say that so when, so in the course of the romantic comedy, like it's going to be a shock. You sure there are better prospects for you in this town? Don't tell me you prefer the Gärtner boy. I'll leave Tassing and see what else is out there. Show me another town in the Empire with 2 local states and our fresh alpine air. And you were always going to forge another path, just like your mother. I've no use for the world beyond Tassing, but I wish you luck in it. Thanks, Hetty. I'll see you later. Until then. Okay. I mean, we wanted to talk to Martin if he, like... Hey, by the way, someone told me you maybe stole a book 20 years ago or something. Morning, Magdalena. How's Klaus? Enduring, even when his speech is blurred. Slurred. He keeps a cheerful heart. Oh. I don't know what life would be like without him. Klaus is a good man, Magdalena. Tassing is a better place thanks to him. He's one of the few in Tassing who hasn't been on my back all this time. What do you mean? Don't pretend like you haven't heard. Townfuls have whispered shit about me for years. So what if I occasionally get into a few brawls? I'm an honest man. I wasn't involved with what happened to Otto Zimmerman. I supported his cause. I pulled my weight around here. Tailed the soys, salted the meats, provided for Brigitte and Kraft. Done enough backbreaking work for this family. Can't a man just have a goddamn rest? Hmm. Okay, I mean, I hope the stream's still looking alright, because like the upload speed's sort of getting a bit dubious once more. Not sure what the hell's up with the internet today. Why are you always getting into fights anyways? Sometimes an asshole just needs to get his teeth pounded in. Fair enough. Does beating the shit out of someone really solve a problem? Maybe. Don't want to solve problems though. Fair enough, buddy, fair enough. Don't have the patience anymore. Had enough. Just want what I'm owed. Okay, yes. Seems like stream is looking pretty alright-ish. At least from what I can tell on my phone. Right, I've lost enough time to this as it is. Time for you to go. Wait, I almost forgot the reason I came to you. I'm trying to learn about the history of testing. I was told you could help. Me? What do I know about history? Oh, obviously he didn't steal the book because he's not Martin. Mother Illuminata told me you borrowed a book of local history from Baron Rothvogel. Mother Illuminata? Oh, you mean one of the old nuns from the convent? A sure book. I might have taken it back then. That was a lifetime ago. I can't remember the book or what I did with it. Those years are blur. Probably threw it away somewhere or left it at home. Wouldn't have been too much for me to do with the book. I can't read. Too unique for me to have sold, too. No one outside Tessin cares about its history anyway. Maybe I should ask Brigitte if she remembers anything about it. Sure, couldn't hurt. It was decades ago, but she's the one who remembers shit. Thanks for the help, I guess. Uh-huh. There's nothing else, I've got work to do. Until later, Martin. Magdalena, how are you keeping? Fine enough, given the circumstances. Are you getting enough rest? I know how hard it is to manage a house alone. And you have to shop and Nero to worry about too. I remember Clara wishing she had a distraction. You might see about her helping you and your father through this difficult season. How's Klaus, by the way? Any improvement? Fair enough. One of the only people who've asked how I'm doing before asking about my dad. I know how it is to be the sole caregiver. Yourself disappears behind the needs of the person you're looking after. I worry about you, carrying that weight alone. I remember when my dad fell. We cared for him best we could, but those few months before he passed were a tough time for everyone. But I believe God will pull your dad through, whatever the doctor says. We need him. God willing, you're... I don't know what I'd do if he does. I feel crazy even thinking about it. Should the worst come to pass, you will not be alone, Magdalena. Believe me. May feel like you are, but... Have you thought about what you'll do if your dad doesn't come through this? Hey, Can't think that far ahead right now. You're right, of course. Focus on the here and now. Be here for your dad. But you're a good girl, Magda. There are any numbers of families in Tessing who'd be happy to take you. You have someone in mind, don't you? I literally can't imagine who you'd be alluding to. There's not a single young man of quality in this town. Not even young lads? He's about as subtle as a father, God rest out his soul. I miss him. Alex doesn't know what he wants. Some days I'm amazed he can button his own pants. The way Eva hovers, who's to say she doesn't do it for him? It was the same with Otto and Eva. We all knew he was hers from the start. As that appears to be his. But if nothing ever comes of that, know that you're always welcome in my family, Magda. Kraft's a nice, hard-working boy. He's got a sharp mind. He can provide for a family. I'm not sure we're a good match. Not every marriage starts off on solid footing, but if you pray and work and trust in the Lord, you can find it in time. Believe me. Oh. Shit. We don't need to understand it, only to have faith in Providence. In any case, I should get back to the chores. Remember what I said. Whatever happens, you're always welcome in my home. Oh, before I forget, I actually have a question about the notebook. Martin is supposed to have stolen it from the Baron who was killed years ago. You know what happened to it? Oh. I hope this doesn't get me into any trouble, but I still have it, hidden in a drawer. Martin left it behind when he ran off. Why did he keep it? What was I supposed to do? The Baron was killed soon after, and there I was, holding a stone book. I didn't want Martin to get in any more trouble than he was already in. I never read it though. I don't read well. Can I have it? I don't know. I'd like to read it from I need to reference it for the mural. I won't everyone wonder where you got the ideas? I've been talking to people all over town. They think I get the ideas from them. Oh, alright. I'd like to have nothing more to do with it, to be frank. It reminds me of difficult times. Stone book of a dead nobleman in our home. Perhaps it spoiled our milk and turned our eggs all these years. Sorry. Here you are. Please, don't tell anyone I had this. Historia Tassiae. Right. Oh, it's in Latin. I can understand a few words and phrases. I'll take a closer look in the evening. Thank you, Brigitte. You've been a big help. Of course, Magda. Be well now. God bless. You too, Brigitte. Until later. Okay. I mean, that's progress? Let's talk to old Peter, although, honestly... Hello, Peter. Can I talk to you for a moment? What's that? I was wondering if you could tell me... Can I talk to you for a moment? God damn it, don't you shout at me! You didn't hear me. Ha! You young people always hollering at me like I'm infirm already. What do you want, anyway? I was wondering if you could tell me some of the stories about Tassing. Oh, the old tales, huh? It's been so damn long since anyone had thought to ask me about what I know. But there's still a few of the old tales knocking about in his skull. Are there any myths from even before the Romans came to Tassing? Of course there are. The Romans weren't the first ones to live here, you know? There are spirits older than the saints that live in these woods, older than the Romans. They protected Tassing before St. Moritz ever set a blessed foot in town. Thought spirits only cause trouble, spoiling milk, making livestock sick, things like that. Some do, yes, but who do you think beats the spirits off? Us? What can farmers do against spirits, eh? It's Patched and a White Hunt that scare them evil ones away. We've protected Tassing ever since its founding day. Long before those Romans, our ancestors roamed these mountains under a great chieftain called Rhaetus. Wait, isn't Rhaetus a Latin name? Ah! Ending on his name is the masculine singular and in common on most male Roman names. Plenty of names end with the same letters. Doesn't make them Latin, doesn't it? Now quit your yammering and listen. Folks weren't as kind as they are now and tried to swap one another for the best land. The old chieftain was a yellow-bellied coward who neglected the old gods. He was too proud to make offerings. Because of him, the gods favored other tribes, and Rhaetus people had no land to call their own. Instead, they wandered through these mountains and valleys, hunting and gathering what they could to survive. One day, when winter was approaching, Rhaetus went hunting and found a wounded wolf tangled in a trap. But instead of killing the beast, as most men would, he held the beast and loosed it from its bounds. Why would he do that? Was the wolf a spirit in disguise? Of course not. Wolves are wolf's skull. Spirits don't need the skins of animals for their power. Still, you've got the sense of the thing. Old gods are keen to repay favors done, and Perchta is the goddess of the White Hunt. Wolves are animals. She leads the White Hunt, and the wolves lead the hunts of the forest. Back in my day, folk knew it was bad luck to kill a wolf. Now, I'm the only one who remembers these things. Perchta saw Rhaetus' actions and took favor on him, and told the wolf to lead the chief to a sacred spring. Rhaetus led his people to the spring and claimed it for his homeland. And we've been in this valley ever since. And those goddamn Romans came and destroyed everything. Were other gods protecting this place before St. Moritz? That's why a few of us still honor Perchta. She protects us against witches and fiends. It's a wonderful story, perfect for the first part of the mural. Good, nice to know I can still be of some use in this town. What about the Romans? Do you know any Roman legends of Tassing? Roman legends? I don't bother with stories from outsiders, or tales of gods that aren't our own. Romans did nothing but conquer our people and destroy this town. We spent generation after generation building Tassing back up from those days. Still, our traditions keep dying, with no one to carry them on. Only Ursula's given a damn about them these days. I'm asking about them right now. Well, I don't know shit about the Romans anyway. Alright. I have a lot to think about. Thank you for sharing your stories with me, Peter. At least someone wants to listen to me. Little Ursula used to sit by me years ago and listen to everything about the old customs. Too busy for that now, of course, but you might talk to her. She might remember more than I do now. Used to listen to the widow, too. Old Attilia knew more about the old ways than any of us. I'm tired. Talking so much has made my jaw and my throat. I'll leave you to rest then. God bless you, Peter. I can sort of remember the voice I did for Peter because I remember that it always fucks up my throat. Sorry. Magdalena, how are the hinges on your doors? Excuse me? Door hinges at home. Are they in good working order? Well, our door's still open, so I expect they are. Huh, maybe I should take a look then at them. I would have asked your father, but, well, anyway, you wouldn't believe how many people in this town leave their hinges to rust. Really, Jörg, if you want an excuse to snoop in people's homes, just invite yourself over for supper. That's not... The council is looking after the town. Paul would like to institute a legally check of all homes in Tassing. Huh. That seemed a bit nosy to me. Why not just let folks take care of themselves? That's my thinking too. I don't see why we need to make this whole thing official. Everyone in Tassing helps each other. I see it, if someone notices a house in disrepair, we all pitch in to fix it. If anything else would be unchristian. If Paul wants us to see it through, I'm happy to go along with it. Makes me feel useful, you know? Speaking of, I'd better get back to work. Need to chat with you. Nice to chat with you, Magda. Huh. Interesting thing about those hinges. Anyways, let's see. We could... I mean, we're already there. Might as well talk to Ursula. Or maybe not. But yeah, alright, Till married Eva, so let's talk to him. God bless you, Magdalena. God bless you, Till. Do you have a moment? Of course. What do you need? Ed says you've been obsessed with your painting. It's just jealous that let's be straightforward, I guess. Because... Hey, I have other interests too. I made up a story for Andreas and Ulrika about St. Moritz slaying a great minotaur in a labyrinth hidden beneath the abbey. Mural is just my main focus at the moment, given my dad's condition. That's sweet of you. Paul's a good man, but he's too much... That's sweet of you. Paul's a good man, but he's too much in his head to tell a good tale. Anyway, what was it you wanted to know? The accent is... like, shifting rapidly. I'm looking into the early history of Tassing for the first part of the mural. Mother Illuminata said your grandfather read about the history of the town. Fertile fields, that is. Seems like old potshots and Latin trivia were all he ever talked about. All of Granddad's reading came from the Abbey's library, though. And you know what happened there. Poof! Up in smoke. So you don't have any of his old books? Only a few. Granddad tried to buy some when the Abbey fell on hard times, but they were too expensive. But I can show you something better than books. Oh boy. Don't keep me in suspense. Can your dad ever teach you patience? I'm trying to build up some anticipation here. Right, so we don't have any books on the old pagans, but we do have their stuff. Charts of ceramic pots and animals, bricks from what looks to be an old forge, mountains of salt. In fact, a little bear carved from amber. Where did you find all this stuff? It's not just me. Carl finds things. Fabian too. Any farmer would tell you the same. It's all out there in the fields, under the dirt. Can't go one season without turning up something. Why are you keeping these things? Nowhere. We just toss them into piles with the rest of the rocks and root clumps. Sure, it's interesting, but you can't do much of anything with the stuff except look at it. You think it all means? I don't follow. What do you think they were like? I guess I never really thought about it. They seem like regular people. Their remains all look like ours. Tools and weapons are rubber, but not badly made. Little carvings and ceramic critters aren't so different from the things Eva made for Earths. Huh. I suppose I expected them to be more strange. Because they weren't Christians? No doubt they were coarse, but they don't seem especially violent. Not like the church says. Not so different from today, really. Oh. Earlier you mentioned something about salt. Did the pagans start the mine? Had to have, I'd say. Most people think it was a Roman project, but I think the Romans just dug out what was already there. That's why Tassing was so important to the Romans in the first place. Salt. I always wondered why they'd settle in such a small Italian town. Do you think there's anything left of the pagans down there? I don't know, but anything they left would have to be better preserved than what we dig out of the fields. Magdalena, tell me you aren't thinking of going down there. I am definitely not thinking of going down there. Young lady, might have been born at night, but I wasn't born last night. I know a lie when I hear one. That's a bit of a bummer because I feel like lots of those, remember those, important dialogue options that will be remembered, they probably affect, my chances negatively to get, something out of him later. But, I feel like, it's more fun to do it this way. I don't know. I think it's very funny to tell very obvious lies. I know a lie when I hear one. Mine is hundreds of years old. You could break your neck just getting in there. Orpheus made it back from the underworld, didn't he? I'll be fine. Maybe so, but he mocked the gods and fate on his quest, Magdalena. Don't take him as an example. Imagine how your dad would feel if you got hurt. Well... Oh. Yeah. Doesn't have to know. You wouldn't tell him, right? I'm not lying to your father so you can put yourself in harm's way. Now you're a clever girl, so I don't doubt you find a way in if you set your mind to it. But I can't help you, Magdalena. It'll break your father's heart if something happened to you. Fine, I understand. Good. Pagan history wasn't really what I expected. Past never is. Think all this pagan stuff will make it in the mural? Can bring some of the things the boys and I have found over to the Rathaus tomorrow, if that'll help at all. That would be great. I'm glad you're taking an interest, Magdalena. Thought no one cared about the pagans but me and Granddad. I should warn you, if you do head into the forest, keep an eye out for the Lord's men. They're strict, worse now than they used to be. I'll be careful, until tomorrow. Until then. Okay. I mean, I was expecting to learn more about the Romans, but I guess that's not too bad either. Hello, Eva. Magda, darling, Eds isn't here, I'm afraid. Alright. I think he wandered off toward the Rathaus. Something about the council, but if you ask me, I think he's looking for you. That's sweet of him. He has been dropping by the Rathaus more often as of late. He's quite fond of you. I'm surprised he has any time to visit, though. He's always working on town council business these days, and he's still working at mastering carpentry, too. I suggested a few years ago that he take up an apprenticeship, but he was determined to remain in Tassing. I think he's more comfortable here, even if that means he'll never be the craftsman Otto was. I help him now how I can, but there's only so much I know how to do. Besides, I think he feels like he's taking care of me instead of the other way around. Funny how time does that. It's good of him to stay. I would worry that you'd be lonely otherwise. Oh, even if he had gone, I wouldn't be alone. Mom and Jörg and the rest of the family to help take care of. Besides, they keep me busy. I never want for anything with Erz and the community I'm passing. Miss my husband, but I'm proud of Erz. He's growing into a capable young man. Excited to see him grow into a husband and father. He'll make a wonderful partner. If he ever grows up, that is, he still acts like a boy half the time. Oh, that's the way of men. The Lord gave them lofty spirits that need to exert themselves. Give it time, Magdalene. You'll see. All men are tempered by marriage. If you say so. Anyway, I'm sure you have things to do. I'll let you get back to them. Always good to see you. Magda. You too, Eva. Okay, Christina. How about you tell me too how I should marry Early? Magda. Okay. You're alright, kid. Okay. I mean, let's see. What does our little book say? I mean, maybe. I kind of want to check out the mine. Like, what's the worst that could happen? We all die? Magdalena, darling. Good morning, Brett. Smells heavenly in here. Oh, just finished rolling out some raisin bread. Thought that Andreas and Ulrike could use a treat today. Any special occasion? Oh, not really. I didn't want the raisin to go to waste. Besides, I'd like to drop in on Anna and see my grandchildren. Right. I'm more blessed than I ever imagined I would be. Paul and Anna make such a lovely pair. Oh, you wouldn't believe his eyes if you saw us now. I wish he could see his grandchildren. Sure is rejoicing with all the saints in heaven, God. Seems like the least dicey answer. I do hope so. It was never much for emotional displays, but I still remember his joy when Anna was born. You know, I was angry when Anna first took a liking to young Paul. He was always a quiet boy, but I was afraid he'd turn out like his father. Well, I needn't have worried. Paul is a good man and a good father. He's built this town back up from what it was. It's good to see Elsa so social now, too. She's come out of her shell. Well, I think not having to live with Leonhard helps. Well, though I wouldn't phrase it as such, I agree with you. She's twice the woman she was with him. Lord provides miracles to us all, even if they are birthed from tragedy. I've been chatting too long. My toes need tending. Please excuse me, Magdalena. Of course, Greta. Until later. Okay. Let me just quickly check. No, we haven't gotten started on the mural quite yet. I was like wondering if maybe there'd be some paint out there. Ciao, Magdalena. Okay. I guess we'll check out the mine. If we talk to him? No. I guess. Good morning, Magdalena. Brisk weather today, isn't it? And Staycraft is out there working with Father Thomas to repair the church. I worry about that boy sometimes. He works the stone, but I'm not always sure if he has his mind set on it. Masonry is a good trade. Everyone needs a stonemason. He's working hard to mend the holes his father made in tossing. And he is. I'm proud of him. Worked for hours with my husband before he passed on. I never thought he'd take up the stonemasonry for the town, but he seems to have a spirit for it. Ha! He's done a lot of good for tossing. Lucky gone, there's only so much more he can learn on his own. I've offered the boy an apprenticeship, but he won't make up his damn mind. He's a good man, Agnes. You should be proud. Thank you, Magdalena. I've done my best for my household, despite what happened in the past few decades. Oh well, you didn't come here to hear me ramble on about my family. What can I do for you? I thought you might have some additional remedies for my father. A one is not enough. I understand Klaus' condition is dire, but I thought Werner would be able to provide something. I know it won't save him, but I still want to try everything I can. Every little bit helps, huh? I understand. Let me see what I can whip up. Can't promise anything, but God willing, I pray it provides some small help. Thank you, Agnes. Of course, Magdalena. Take care. Okay, that's also good. And I think I'll check out the mine now. I was supposed to talk to Smokey too. Like, at least there was that. Like my book said that. Hello! Is there something I can do for you? Knives need sharpening? I'm not sure. Is there? I'm Magdalene Durkin. I live in town. I'm Václav. Smokey lets me share space with him sometimes. I'm a tinker. Travel around and help people out with sharpening knives, little things like that. Durkin, are you a printer's daughter? My father and I are both printers. Do you sample the wares much? Yes, I read books. Václav, don't. Going to get in trouble again. What's he talking about? Nothing, ignore him. Nothing? As one can't help but talk to people about all the strange things he believes. He reads all sorts of books, talks to odd folks, gets ideas brewing in his head. Now that doesn't bother old Smokey none. But some other people a whole lot. Sounds like their problem, not his. Exactly. Sounds like there's nothing to worry about. Fine, you get run out of here again, don't blame me. So, books, strange ideas? Yes. The host, the Eucharist, the bread and wine, body and blood of Christ. Holy Communion. What about it? More and more people are writing about rejecting transubstantiation. The idea that the bread and wine of the Eucharist literally becomes the body and blood of Christ. Here we go. Yes? Well, there are two ways to look at it. The first is is on the grounds that Wycliffe and Hughes has rejected it. Using our eyes, our senses, there's nothing perceptible that changes into the character of the bread and wine. In the character of the bread and the wine. That doesn't mean it hasn't actually changed though. But it brings me to the second point. Even if the bread and wine turn to Christ's body and blood, why is that necessary for spiritual communion? We are bound by flesh, attempting to reunite with the light of God through the Eucharist. The observant, unites our will with that of Christ. He is present in us through the remembrance, not the physical act. So what does it matter? Are you saying we shouldn't take communion? No, there's nothing wrong with taking communion as a rite or act. But if you accept what I'm saying, there are other things I'd like to discuss. I'm not listening to any of this. Are you ready to hear why it's important to disbelieve in transubstantiation? Yes, I'm certain this is leading somewhere good. I can't tell you if you're being sarcastic, but alright. This all starts with Lucifer creating the world. Okay. Jesus Christ, we get to him. Walked right into that. God was the Word, and the Word was truth and the light. The light is God's will. God's light contains aspects, what we consider angels, facets of his infinite intellect. One of these aspects separated itself from his intellect and manifested in the darkness as the corrupt will, Lucifer. The darkness? To exist outside of the boundaries of infinite light, the corrupt will brought into being an equally infinite darkness. Within that darkness, Lucifer cast his false light, a corrupted imitation of the divine intellect to create the world. Oi. All material in our world is inherently a corrupted manifestation of that false light. Still have a connection to God through our intellect, but it is flawed by existing in our physical bodies. So Genesis is wrong? There are many stories of creation, many versions even of Genesis. Why is it you believe yours is the correct one? You believe the one your church has given you. Maybe if you were given another, you would have believed that instead. Is Jesus flawed by being a man even though he was born of a virgin? He was not born of a virgin. I'm not hearing any of this, and it would not matter if he were. Lucifer was a rebellious splinter of God's will. Oh boy. Christ appeared when God willed his divine intellect into Jesus. You said that physical bodies were all corrupt. Yes, but while we are the heirs of Lucifer's rebellious intellect, Christ received wisdom of God himself. I don't know about any of this. I kind of want to end this conversation, but I feel like I also want to sort of watch the train wreck going. He did truly die and was truly resurrected in body. But his reappearance was only important for him to convey the message of salvation to the people. In truth, resurrection is always happening, since if we die without grace, our souls are condemned to be reborn. This physical world is the only hell we know, living again and again the only torment. I think that's a sad way to look at life. Maybe, but it is how I see it. In 5 years I may see it another way. Anyway, thank you for indulging me, Magdalena. I was just being polite. Even though, thank you. Until later. Man, He seems very sure about his ideas. Anyway, Smokey, we actually wanted to talk to you. Good day, Mr. Struckeren. I've told you, Smokey. Call me Magdalena. Old habits, I suppose. What brings you to my corner afterwards? More gossip? Only ancient gossip. I was wondering if you knew anything about the old pagan and Roman mines. Mines? Is this a new interest of yours, Magdalena? I don't see the townfolk trek out here much anymore. Last I saw were these two twins, making trouble. They know a way in, but I'll be damned if I ever set foot close to that place. What are you so interested in over there? Mural in the Rathaus needs a section about the earliest days of Tassing. Mines are the oldest part of Tassing, and you keep a keen ear. I thought you might have heard something. I don't know about getting down into the mines, but I do know a fair few stories about them, and there are other Roman ruins around here. They're old stories my father used to tell me when he was the born of Tassing. One about Mars and Tassia, the nymph, was always my favorite, though I blame that on my youth. Tassia? Like Tassing? Folk named the town after a pagan god, a Roman one, at that. I don't mind telling you the tale, Magdalena, but I warn you, it's a bit bawdy. Ooh. Well, I've read plenty of Roman myths. I'm sure none of it will surprise me. Maybe not, but I won't have your father hounding me for coarseness. Folk in this town don't like me anyhow. But I'll tell the decent bits of what I remember. Everyone excludes me from fun. You'll have your fun in time, Magdalena. You just wait and see. Alright. So what's the story? Well, legend says that Mars was hunting in these woods and spied a fat boar for the taking. He just pulled back his spear when he heard a woman scream in terror. Because the creature ran off and the god was angry at the loss of his quarry. So he tramped through the woods to see why a woman was in the forest and not in the local town. I go into the forest all the time. Yes, but those were the old woods, Magdalena. The wilds where spirits and ghosts rolled. What do you mean, proud? Proud, you know, like spirits and other evil things do. Can't just say they walk through the woods like you and me, they proud. Alright, keep going. So, Mars found a nymph, Tassia, bathing in spring with a fat, ugly satyr goading her from the shore. Enraged at seeing the trapped nymph, Mars transformed into a wolf and slew the satyr. And in return, well... Tassia bathed the god. Ha! I get it. They bathe. I did warn you, Magdalena. I like to think that she's got no clue what he meant. When Mars left the pool, he dripped onto the ground and it blossomed with flowers and crops. They say that's why this valley is so fertile. That might be tricky to paint on the mural. Not sure if the council would approve. I doubt they would, but you're the artist, aren't you? You get to choose what the mural shows. I won't let those old bastards keep you from painting what you want. So much of what the Romans left behind was destroyed over the years, but I like that we still have these tales. You never really destroy stories as long as there are people to tell them. Of course, the Romans left a hell of a lot behind too. Town is more Roman than Bavarian, really. Well, we are part of the Holy Roman Empire. That we are, and not for lack of trying. Tassing is actually much smaller now than it was in the Romans' days. At least that's what I make of it. Ruins go deep into the forest and all the way to the old mine. Half of Tassing is built in Roman stone. Take a walk around town and you start noticing things. We used their stone to build. The old temple by Seisha's shrine was grown over, but the aqueduct runs for miles. Even the abbey used to be an old Roman fort. You can see some of the Roman pavestones under the road if you look hard. It may not be Roman, but this town is. Nothing has been building upon itself for hundreds of years. What a beautiful idea. That's the way of things. Most people don't notice the old stones. Too busy in town to notice what's right in front of their eyes. Maybe I should go take a look at the mine and get a better sense of what things were actually like. Nothing will stop you, I see. Well, I won't either. Just keep an eye for any wolves or satyrs you might see down there, eh? You're still not going to spook me, Smokey. Worth a try, though. Good luck, Magdalena. Be safe. Oh, okay. Oh. Hey, Magdalena. Hello, Apollo. What are you doing? Looking for frogs. Artemis says she saw one the other day and we're trying to collect a bunch. What do you need the frogs for? Like, I'll tell you, you'll snitch. I won't. Yeah, right. Sorry, Max, I'm not telling. You'll just have to wait and see. Ask Artemis. Maybe she'll tell you. And I could talk to your sister. Good luck, I guess. Thanks, Magdalena. Oh boy. Should we really... Do we even really want to know? Hey, Magdalena. Hey, Artemis. Apollo said you're catching frogs. Yeah, what about it? Told me to come ask you why. You wouldn't say anything. He didn't tell you? Christ, finally! He's learning to keep his mouth shut. Oh, come on, just tell me. No way, this is the biggest trick yet. We're not risking it to tell you. We'll just have to wait and see. Damn it. I want to know what the frogs are for. Also, I want to ask you how to get down into the mine. But the game won't let me. Pig? Out here? Must have broken out of its pen. I wonder who it belongs to. Huh. Waterfall is always so beautiful. I want to depict the mural as accurately as possible. I have to go down into the shaft myself. Entrance is so steep, no one's used it in years. There must be some way to get down there. I rigged a rope to the top beams. Yeah. Let's talk to Bartos about it, I guess. I don't know, I feel like he's like cool enough to not make too much trouble and you know, he's probably more reliable than the twins. Like, I feel whatever solution they could come up with would be really, really stupid. Magdalena, hello. I was just jotting down a few new ideas. Do you need something? Yes, if you have a moment. I need to get into the old salt mine, but I don't have a way down. Can you help me? To get into the salt mine, yes? You must be on quite an adventure. Ideally, we could rig up a double pulley system to lower and raise yourself in the shaft. But it might take a while. Well, I would like to go in today, if possible. Of course, of course. With a good length of rope suffice, you could brace against the wall of the mine shaft. Are you strong enough to support your own weight? Against the wall? I think so. Excellent. Thank you, Baltos. Of course. Here you go. Do be careful, though. Make sure the ropes are secure. I will. Until later. Good luck, Magdalena. See, that was super fucking easy. And, like, I don't know. I feel like if I'd asked the twins, they'd probably just, like, made me do something really dumb in return. You know, be like an accomplice to their little crimes. But, I mean, let's just ask them to see. Okay, I guess maybe we won't ask him since we already made our decisions there. Or maybe we just talk to Artemis because she's the sort of brains of the whole operation, I guess. Oh, hey, Magdalena, do you need something? I'm a little bit busy right now. You catching frogs? Damn it, Apollo, he can't keep his fat mouth shut. What do you want, Magdalena? I want to see what our false fathers and the Romans left behind. It's about a mural. A mural? You want to use a secret hideout for your mural? I want to see if they left anything down there. Could you? Your secret hideout? But everybody knows you to hide down there. Yeah, but they don't know how to climb down there, do they? It's secret enough. So why should I show you how to get in? Because we're friends? You told my mother when I cut my hair so that I didn't have to wear braids 5 years ago. I still hold that grudge. Look, I'll show you how to get into the mine on one condition. You help Apollo and me with our next prank. No telling, no snitching, no questions asked. No way, I'm not that stupid. And good luck getting down there. I won't help you otherwise. Find another way in. Sure you will. Good luck, Magdalena. I don't know. I'm kind of tempted to see, but on the other hand, like, I guess we actually got, like, work to do, sorta. And I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, let's go down. No, I don't think there's anything else we gotta do right now. Feel like we've talked to everyone we want to talk to. I mean, now the question is how do we get back up there? I guess if we have the strength to climb up all the way. Going down was one way, but, you know. Huh. Well, we'll see. I guess we'll see once we get there. I feel like once we're down here, we probably can figure out what the what the twins used to get there. Oh, a tablet. There's still writing on it. Geliebte, ja, meine große Liebe. Keine andere ist vergleichbar mit dir, selbst als König Salomon sprach von dem. Ui. Oh, it's a poem. I think it's a love note. And yeah, so it's beloved Jay, my great love. None other is comparable to you. Even when King Solomon spoke of the most beautiful women, he didn't dare to imagine you. Love of your breast, let's rise in me rising passion, which I can't suppress. And there's the rest covered up, but yeah. Oh, Jay. Hope a lover's a better thing other than poetry. A lot of different coins down here. Hard, it's not like this is a saint's well. Oh, this looks like a larger version of some of Walter's contraptions. Winch must have been attached to some sort of hauling and pulley system. Fascinating. Now that I'm down here, I should see what I can find from the Roman era and before. Oh, bones. They're far too big to be human. Should we check out the cave? Oh, a piece of pottery. It's beautiful. Let's check out the cave. Pottery is scattered everywhere. Ah. Oh, these must be the same kind of figurines too, and the others farmers find in the field. Think that there are so many remnants of our ancestors scattered in fields or caves like this. More pottery. Yet another pottery piece. Ooh, another piece. Okay. Anything else cool down here? More case. A shard. There's a Latin inscription here. Tassia give me water, or Pluto preserve me. This sword is drying me to death. Yikes! Doesn't sound like working down here was pleasant. Oh, this looks like a Roman map of Tassi. I wonder what's changed. Let's see if I can map everything out. There's the aqueduct and the spring. There was an old fort up on the hill. And there's the rest of town. There's the mine. I guess there's the balneum, whatever that is. Wait, what's this building? I don't recognize it. Mithraeum. I don't recognize that word from any of my books. Can't quite tell what it's meant to label on the map. Maybe some sort of temple? But whatever it is, it's not in Tassing now. So odd. Here's another piece. It almost looks like an altar, but what would an altar be doing in a sword map? It's even carved out of the sword. I think it's a statue of Mithras. He's usually depicted with a dagger and torch. It's less detailed than I expected. I mean, Mithraeum, Mithra? I guess that's some sort of old temple there. Another inscription. It's not very formal. A worker must have carved it. Let your soul ascended in the Mithraeum, my soul with descent in this damned hall of salt. Christ, that's rough. Mithraeum, like a temple to Mithras. I guess that makes sense. Hey, this piece looks like it matches the other piece I found. Okay. I guess we're gonna do like a puzzle later on. More Latin writing. We cannot enter the Mithraeum, we will make our own altar to the gods. As that word again, Mithraeum. Must have been an important place for the Romans. Okay, so they made their own thing down here with blackjack and hookers. Well, if you can get into the church, make the church come to you, I suppose. Get more shards. Another piece. I wonder if they're all the same pot. I have a lot of these pottery pieces. I should find out if they're all from the same pot. Oh wow. Nope. Nope. Okay. No. Let's throw that shit back in the trash. Oh, maybe over there. Yeah. I don't know. I find the rotation thing a bit. Takes a bit getting used to. Yeah. Seems okay. Who's the stab dude? There's the stab dude. Oh, maybe that was right after all. Doesn't quite seem like it. I mean, the thing with these old pots is that they're not entirely even, I guess. That seems more like it though, I think. Yeah. Maybe like that. Oh. Yeah. Sort of like that. I guess that belongs here because then the puzzle stuff actually sort of fits. Over there. Nice. That. There's the shoulder. So. Yeah, I think so. Right. got it. Very pretty. Figures on this portrait look like they're telling a story. These paintings must depict an early myth, even before the Romans. Let's see. This must be Perchta, and those must be forest spirits. Part of the White Hunt? Oh god, the next part looks like a human sacrifice. Someone, maybe a chieftain, is being sacrificed to Perchta. Bottom half of the lid continues that story. These look like spirits. They must be coming in to feast on the sacrifice. Must be how our ancestors tried to keep Tassing safe. They offered sacrifices to Perchta. It's a part of our history, but I'm not sure. Is it? Maybe this is what I should paint in the mural. Yeah, it'll get some nice gore in. I'll have to think more about it before I decide for certain. Alright, I'd better keep going before I run out of oil in my lamp. Oh, cave. The wood here looks newer than the first part of the mine. Is this collapse recent? I won't be able to go any further with all the rubble. I suppose this is as far as I can go. Still, the murals on the wall showed me what Tassing was like when the Romans were here. Wonder if I can find out where the Mithraeum was, or what it is. Putting the pottery shard back together showed one of the earliest stories of Tassing. I think I've seen everything I can down here, and my oil is running out. Time to climb back out. Sounds like quite the task. I mean, getting down is the one part. I was sort of hoping that once we are down here we could, like, get the twins thing. But I guess it's... Oh. Huh? Wait, who's that? Hello? Is someone there? Better get out of the shaft before another rock comes crashing down. Oh bye. Okay, phew. At least they didn't untie this. Who was that? Apollo and Artemis would have helped me out of here. But now that I have more information, I can make some decisions on the first section of the mural. Should get back to the Rathaus and get to work. But I wanted to translate the book too. You! I'm talking to you, answer me! You don't need to be so rude. I'm Halbrand, the Lord's gamekeeper. I give you a courtesy when you merit courtesy. Why are you grazing pigs in the woods? Do I look like I raise pigs? You look like a little girl who's going to be in a lot of trouble if she doesn't answer my question. That's not my pig. I've been walking around this forest for hours. And then the charcoal burner and the tinker, you're the only other person I've seen. If the pig doesn't belong to you, what are you doing here? I'm with... Obviously, let's go for OS. I mean... Look, let's hope he gets grossed out by women's stuff. I'm with Chad and I just had a craving for acorns. It's almost funny how many women tried giving me the same excuse. God damn it. Alright, let me ask a different question. Whose pick is this? What if I say it is mine? Well, I know you're not stupid enough to admit that now. So it seems we're left with the mysterious lost pig, who apparently belongs to no one. I suppose so. Jesus. If I find any more pigs in these woods, I'll kill them on the spot. They're super rotten here. Do you understand? Yes? Good. Mind your neighbors what happens when you break the Lord's law. Yeah, that'll teach that pig. I knew the Norsemen patrolled these woods, but I'd never seen one before. Didn't realize they were so strict. Suppose I should consider myself lucky. Anyway, time to get out of these woods and back to the Rathaus. Rip to a real one. Poor piggy. Hey, how about you maybe shoot Apollo and Artemis while you're here at it? 1 second, I'm just gonna put on a sweater because it's fairly cold in here, but I'll be right back.
Great.
That's better. That's why it's gotten so cold over these last few days. It's very unpleasant. Especially because my apartment, like, it doesn't, like, isn't as easy to heat it as my previous place. I mean, I guess that's one advantage to having, like, a tiny, tiny apartment is that, you know, heating costs are very... Doesn't take lots for it to get warm. Yeah, but let's see if I can. I wonder, but I mean, she did mention that. Magdalene did mention she wanted to read her the thing at night. Yeah, doesn't look like we can do it quite yet. Oh well. Anyway, but before we do that, let's see. Anybody is missing a pig? Feel like Martin had pigs, right? No. I guess he did. That doesn't seem to be missing any. Hello, Magdalena. Hello, Hans. Did you need something? How are you doing? Fine enough. Weather's getting colder. And the family? Healthy and hardworking. Simon's taking care of the winter provisions. He's a good boy. Proud of him. Aww. You know how beautiful and kind-hearted Jutta is. Just like her mother. I don't know how I got so lucky. She's a miracle. She will marry a good man soon, I'm sure. There aren't too many options in Tussing, though. A few. They better keep their eyes open, though, or they miss out on her. The young Arts is a good man, I've noticed. He's a fool. Maybe he acts like a boy sometimes, but he's on the town council. That says a lot about his character. All the same, when Jutta has children one day, they'll be beautiful and kind like their mother. There are worse things to be, I guess. Did my best to raise her right, but her best qualities are all Heinrich. Give yourself a little credit, Hans. Kind of you to say, Magdalena. I should go back to it until later. Until then. Okay, but just wanted to like check in if there's like any pigs missing. Does it look like Big Jörg's missing any pigs? Oh, Okay, I guess let's head to the rat house then. Work on mural. Now. Hmm. Hey Max, how's the mural coming along? Magdalena. Can't you let it go? Max is so much easier. No, Otto Zimmerman, I can't. Don't call me. Fine. Anyway, Magdalena. How's the mural going? Doesn't look like much yet. Well, neither do you, but the town has learned to accept it over the last 18 years. Anyway, I only just finished printing the wall. Now I have to decide what to depict. It's hard to piece together the history of Tessing when it happened so long ago. Since the Abbey Library burnt, I can only rely on stories from people around Tessing. Even what I could find out about the Romans and pagans was so obscure. I had to go into the old salt mine to find anything. At least now I know what to paint for the first part of the mural. So, what is it? Yeah, let's be. Let's, be a bit socialist realistic, I guess. Proto-socialist realism. I'll use the pottery and tools so far I found to show how we lived before the Romans. I'm sure Father Thomas will approve, but I don't know. Just sounds kind of boring. So what made you choose this story anyway? That's the strongest connection to our farmers. Things that they found. It's the most real. It makes a lot of sense. The stories might feel like they don't really have anything to do with us. Thanks for explaining it. You're welcome. Well, now that I've figured this portion of the mural out, I'd better start thinking about the next section. I'll leave you to it, Max. Magdalena. Good night, Eds. Good night, Magdalena. I don't know, actually I do sort of prefer Max. I am not sure, I don't know. Magdalena just sounds a bit unwieldy. Now that I apologize obviously to everyone watching this who's called Magdalena, but yeah. Now that I've decided how to depict Tessing's earliest history, I should decide how to paint Kirsar's history. Mother Illuminatus letter mentioned that a Mathieu Faucigny-Saur used to be a brother in Kirsar. She said he knew a great deal about the Abbey's history. I should write to him and ask him what he remembers. Oh, and I have Esther's letter to answer too. I should write to them both now before bed. Oh, before I write, I should read that old book Brigitte gave me. Maybe I'll learn something pertinent for the murals. For a second I read that as maybe I'll learn something Pentiment for the mural. Anyways, how's Klaus doing? Okay. Well, I guess no news are good news in that case. I mean, I think we'll get through this day, but I'm starting to fear I was maybe a bit premature and calling this the ending because it seems like there's really a lot more to go yet, and I did mention that I'm a bit sleepy because work was fairly long today, so I think I'd probably call it a night soon-ish, and leave the great conclusion for Tuesday, unless their game is really even longer than I expect. But let's write some shit. Alright, where to begin? Right, the old book. It was the Baron's before Martin stole it. Okay. When the Romans, having conquered the town, built up the walls around it, they established many temples there. It's harder to read than I thought. The book isn't in great shape either, since it's been sitting in a farmer's house for so long. Let's see. Oh, here's a section about the various dedications erected in the town. That might be easier to read. Erigo simulacrum in acre ut Mars nostrum operem conspiciat. I raise a vision in a field so that Mars may behold our work. Cedit Diana loco scaturiginosus ipsa. Virgin Roman goddess of the hunt and wilderness, Diana is also associated with fertility, the moon, and the underworld. Diana sat in a place with water oozing up from herself. What does that mean? Sounds like something I saw on the internet once. Orimus ut defendat oppidum. Let us pray so that he or she may defend the town. None of this really makes any sense. Maybe someone with better Latin than me could help me read it. The book is so big though, it would be a lot of work. Could ask Sister Gertrude or Bartos for help. Oh. Werner too. He's much better at Latin than anyone else in town. Maybe even Father Thomas, even though Dad warned me not to bother him with secular books. Chances are slim they could help, but it might be worth asking about. Should finish writing my letters first. Mother Illuminata told me that Mathieu knew some of the Abbey's early history. He's the Archdeacon of Sion now. Oh. Yeah. I should write to him before the snows come. I'll write to Esther too. Archdeacon of Sion. My name is Magdalene Druckerin. I'm the daughter of Tussing's town critter Klaus. And my father and I are creating a mural for Tussing's Rathaus, one to show the history of the town and the abbey. Didn't mean to click that. I mean, probably best to name drop someone he knows to get like a better chance at getting anything interesting out of them. Mother Illuminata told me that you might be the best person to ask about Kirsa's early history. I understand you are a busy man, but we would be most appreciative of any information you could give us. If you know of any other places where we might learn about the Abbey's history, we would appreciate it. Thank you for your help and consideration. Thank you for your help. Magdalena. Esther. Please forgive me for not writing sooner. Christ, I don't even know where to begin. The whole world seems to be crumbling around me. Even as my last letter was en route to you, Dan was attacked in the workshop in the middle of the night. Survived, thank God, but his injuries are terrible. I worry about him. So dizzy he can't get out of bed. Someday his eyes become foggy and his memory fails him. Dr. Stolz said that he's not going to recover, that it's only a matter of time before he succumbs to the injury. Of course, our good doctor is incompetent and a known drunkard, so he's been of little additional help. I can only pray that between resting and my ministrations, Dad can at least be comfortable. I have no idea who could have wanted to attack my father, or why. Found a note by him too. All it said was stop. It wasn't from the shop, because the script was written in the most elaborate hand I've ever seen. No one in Tassing has such skill in script, as far as I know. But anyway, I don't have the time to wonder about it. I've had my hands full running the workshop alone while tending to Dad. What's more, the town council intended to cancel the mural entirely. I had a hell of a time convincing them to let me paint it instead. made a fuss about my being too young, not experienced enough, not strong enough to be on the scaffold. You know how it is. I suppose I shouldn't have expected any better of them. Working on the mural has been a welcome distraction from the naysayers and my chores. And worrying about that. That's just been coming over under the pretense of helping me prepare my paints too. I mean, maybe if we like, it's not like anyone's in town's going to read this, so we might as well be saying it's sweet and I'm glad for the company. He makes the days easier. I'd like to have the whole mural finished by Christmas, if I can. I just want to finish it in time for Dad to see it. It would mean so much to him. Dr. Stoltz is right. I don't know how long I'll have. Hope you're faring better than we are here. All my love, Magda. Translation trouble. Alrighty. Let's see. I mean, I don't think we can get any help with the translation this night. Probably everyone's like already going to bed, but you know, might as well. Okay. Yeah, I think we just gotta head to bed. And in the game. Oh, sorry. I sort of expected this section to be a bit shorter, but hey. Wait, I should get some rest soon. So, let's do it. Don't think I'm missing anything. Get the shoes off. Let the hair out. And now it's sleepy time. Okay. 20th of November. Mr. Struckerin! A few more letters for you. Take care. Thank you, sir. Safe travels. I can't get. I don't have the webcam up, but I can. I thought I might get a bit of guest commentary from a very special guest. So, buddy, you wanna like snort into the mic? So. First letter is from Reverend Mathieu. Oh, there's Jürgen, Nati, Rüdiger. Mr. Struckerin. Mistress Struckerin. I was not acquainted with your family during my years at Kiersau. Even so, I remember your father was one of the townsfolk who prevented the peasantry from burning us alive. I'm not overly inclined to assist the people of Tussing in their endeavors to catalog the origins of the abbey they destroyed. However, it was a long time ago. In the interest of posterity and Christian charity, I will tell you what I recall. Sometime after the Romans lost, Christians settled in the left Christians settled in the region and built Kirsau Abbey on the ruins of a fortress. The abbey was founded by a noblewoman of the Kirsau family. She was both its patron and its first abbess. Perhaps 2 centuries ago, Kirsau changed to being run by an abbot. I do not know the reason, but many other double monasteries did likewise around the same time. It may have been run out of fear of being shut down, as double monasteries were frowned upon by the Pope. Sadly, that is the extent of my knowledge. The neighbors put any other records about the abbey to the torch. Sic arsis historia Kirsis. Thus burned the history of Kirsau. While we cannot change the past, I have heard that Sisters of the Poor Clares have formed a new chapter at the abbey. Can only hope that their love of apostolic poverty has not driven them to impoverish the shrine of St. Moritz. Apostolic poverty, Christian doctrine that calls for followers to live without owning personal property or accumulating money. While it was condemned by the Catholic Church as heretical, its defenders claim their practices are based on the lives of Christ and the apostles as described in Scripture. Assuming they have not consigned the contents of Kirsau from the occupants to a bonfire, you may find something there. I hope this has been of some aid to you and yours. May God keep and protect you. Most Reverend Mathieu Faussini, Archdeacon of Sion. Another reply from Esther. Oh, Magdalene. I'm terribly sorry to hear about your father. My parents sent their deepest condolences. If we can provide you anything from Prague, you need only send word. I know we are farther away than is easy to travel, but I will see that we can do what Hashem allows. Literally, the name in Hebrew. This is a way to refer to God indirectly in informal conversation or writing. Father says that he remembers no one who would want to harm your father. Yet the night I was born, he remembers great strife in town. Perhaps there's old blood over depicting the night of the revolt? That is all he could suggest. We pray for you and your father every day in our offerings. Hashem will make all things right in time. He will exact justice on the culprit. I am encouraged to hear that the town council let you continue the mural at all. Kids here would protect your right to complete a job, especially once a contract has been reached. You give the men of the council too much grace. Why should you be forced to settle for their old ways of thinking? We live in a new age. An age where art and science have come together. An age when all may read the works of the great sages in their own language. Truly, when your father recovers, I urge you to come visit me in Prague. I am glad you found some joy in your marker on the mural. We are all well here. Elisha has been carving a new set of wood cuttings, and father has agreed to a new contract with the university. Count Siegmund. His family didn't move far away after all. He's planning on working as a doctor in the city once the expulsion order ends. His parents have been meeting with mother and father quite often now. So I hope that I will be sending good news in my next letter. With Hashem's help. Please inform us of your father's condition in your next letter. Be well. Esther. Oh. Okay. That's all the letters I have for now. I should head home and check on Dad. Oh boy. Werner was supposed to come check on Dad today. I wonder where he is. Maybe I should try to find him later. Ah, good morning, Magdalena. Good morning, Dad. Feeling any better? Your fever broke at dawn this morning. A little stronger, all things in time. You want anything to eat before I leave for the day? I'm working on the next section of the mural today. Not so hungry right now. I'll be alright. Letter from the Archdeacon. Yes, that's right. What did you learn from him? He didn't have much to say. He was still upset about the Abbey's destruction. He did say the Abbey was founded by a noble woman after the Romans left. Everything else burnt in the fire. How unfortunate. I know the brothers kept careful records of the monastery. So much lost in one night. Archdeacon did suggest the poor Clares might have held on to some of the records from the convent. I should be able to learn more about Hessian Christian's history there. Excellent place to start, Magdalena. Sister Gertrude doesn't come out of the convent much, but I think it's worth asking her. Maybe Father Thomas knows something too. I should talk to him. If I recall correctly, the miller's wife has a long family history in Tussing. She may know something of the local history that the others have forgotten. Elsa? I thought she moved here when she married. She doesn't have any relatives in town. Not anymore. Age, illness, and marriage took the rest of her family. But the Caviezel's used to live all up and down this valley. Go talk to her, huh? I will, thanks, Dad. Maybe something remained in Abby's ruins. I should definitely see what's left. Magdalena, you be careful, those ruins are dangerous. I won't go far into them, Dad, just to take a look. Alright, wear scarf too, it's getting cold out now. I can feel it in my old bones. So can I. Don't worry, Dad, I'll see you tonight, alright? Alright, good luck. Okay. There we go. Oh boy. Anyways, yeah. Last game was last saved 8 seconds ago. I think I call it a night there. And, hopefully see you guys again on Tuesday for more Pentiment. Maybe we'll finish it off there. Maybe we won't. I guess we'll see. I mean, I'm not... Like, I enjoy my time with the game. On the other hand, I kind of am very curious, like, how they tie it all together, if they do. But yeah. Anyways. And if you can't make it on Tuesday, I'm probably going to be streaming some more Crimson Skies on Thursday. Let me just quickly check something. Stream done. I gotta, don't wanna tell any lies. Maybe I gotta work on Thursday, but I don't think next week. Like this coming one, right? Nope, not that one. Actually, I don't have to work on Thursday at all. Man. But yeah, Thursday it's going to be time for more Crimson Skies. Let's see how we get along with that. Make sure I remember to close Chrome before playing the game, because for some weird reason that makes it, having Chrome open in the background makes it stutter super fucking hard. But yeah. Anyways, regardless of when I'll see you again, I hope you guys first off, I hope I will see you again. And I hope you guys have a good time until then. And also that you had a good time so far. See ya!